So last night I seen Evil Dead Rise, and boy was it a good time. I cannot wait to unpack this review with you. So the movie is a soft reboot of the horror franchise Evil Dead. If you've not seen any other movies before, don't worry. I actually haven't seen any of the other Evil Deads, and I went into this and I understood everything. So go and see it. It's really, really good and I absolutely loved it. So the plot of the movie is that a family in Los Angeles in an apartment building that is about to be knocked down in about a month's time, they find the Book of the Dead in the basement of their apartment building. One of them decides to read it and unleashes a demon upon this apartment building, and from then on it is just an absolute bloodbath, wild ride of a movie that I was absolutely loving every second of. The mother of the family, played by Alyssa Sutherland, is the one to get possessed, and she played this role really well. You could see she was having so much fun with this. There were some moments where it was a little bit cheesy and made you laugh, but just her presence on screen was so good. And I think when you make a mother with 3 children the villain of a movie that becomes possessed, it really starts to make you think, oh god, anything can happen here, because like there are kids right there looking at this happening, and it was insane. Lily Sullivan plays Beth, who is the sister of Alyssa Sutherland's character. She comes to the apartment building and she ends up being the hero of the story really, and protects the family as best as she can from the mother, who is trying everything to cause chaos for everyone in front of her. This movie doesn't have a lot of jump scares, but it is packed to the brim with blood and gore and intense moments where you literally are on the edge of your seat wondering what's going to happen, and it's just something that you can have a lot of fun watching. And I really do see this being something that people might binge every Halloween, because this is definitely going to be a certified classic. I have to diverge this review to say well done to Lee Cronin. He is the director and writer of this movie. He is from Dublin. He's really only done some short films and one horror movie in 2019 called A Hole in the Ground, I think it's called. And I've never seen it, and I've never seen any of his work, but I was so blown away by like such an amazing job that he did with this, and long may his career continue, because he absolutely smashed it. And I really wanted to include this little news article from extra.ie, so please take a minute to pause the video and have a little read of it if you like. But as you can see, Lee talks about how what was great about doing this movie is that he was able to bring back post-production to Ireland and work with so many amazing Irish talented people. And he goes on to talk about how the composer Stephen McKeown composed the score for the movie. And you know me, I love a score, and this score was really, really good. And he talks about as well how there's Celtic elements weaved in throughout the score. But yeah, the score did a really good job of making you feel tense and on the edge of your seat, and I was really impressed by it. And then he also goes on to talk about if you are Irish and you sit through the credits, you're going to see a lot of Irish names, and I noticed that straight away, and it was something that I was like, well done Lee, you really got a lot of Irish people involved, and it's so great to see, especially with Sam Raimi being an executive producer and seeing Lee's name beside his, and you know that maybe his career is going to be skyrocketed now from this, and it's just great to see. And then he talks about how he can't wait now to be able to shoot more movies in Ireland, bring them back here, cast Irish people, and you know, that is just an absolute W from him. I had to include that in my review because I think that's something really special for us Irish people. Yeah. The runtime is about 97 minutes, so we're talking about an hour and 40 minutes. I didn't feel the runtime at all. I think it got straight into this, to be honest. There is religious elements, and if you watched my post-Exorcist review, you'll see that for me, religious elements make horror movies 10 times scarier, and this was no different. And can I just say that the title card reveal in this movie is possibly one of the best title card reveals that I've ever seen in a movie. It was just absolutely insane. I don't really want to spoil it for you, but and I'm not going to, but it was just so good. And I was literally sitting there and I turned to my friend Mark and I was like, yeah, this is cool. But yeah, look, I absolutely adored this movie. It was such a good time, and it really lived up to the hype by far. I know this was something that a lot of people were looking forward to. Will it flop? Will it succeed? A lot of people were questioning that, and I really hope that this continues to succeed, because everywhere I look, it's just filled with amazing reviews, and everybody seems to have the same hive mind that this was just an absolutely amazing time, full of blood, full of gore, full of scares, and it's just an absolutely amazing time. I will not hesitate to give this movie 4.5 stars, a 9 out of 10. It's just an amazing time. I keep saying that, but it really is. Everything about it is just fun, unique, creative, and yeah, I won't spoil anything about this movie because you really just need to see it to believe it. And, you know, some crazy, crazy stuff happens near the end, and I'm glad that they kind of left the door open for a sequel, and I hope that sequel comes sooner rather than later. And Lee Cronin, you better be the one directing it, because you absolutely blew my mind with this movie. So look, Evil Dead Rise, go and see it. It is an amazing movie. If you have seen it, let me know what you thought below, and stay tuned for more reviews very soon.